Okay. Now we have a truss here that is 6 meter span, uh, which is subjected to 2 point load, that is 2 kilonewton and 4 kilonewton at B and C. Now we are going to analyze this truss by using method of section. Okay. Now in method of section, as I told you, you will be able to calculate the required member forces. Only of those members which you want, you can calculate it by method of sections. Now, there what happens actually is, whichever member you want to calculate, you are supposed to cut the section of that member. Now, in the first case, we have calculated the member force AB and AE. Before that, if you happen to see that at point A and at point D, we have a support, okay? Thereby, we have a reaction at A and D. A and D. We have only vertical reaction because the truss is subjected only to vertical loading. Vertical loading. So we have two reactions at A and D. The first thing is we are supposed to calculate these two reactions, that is at A and at D. And we all know that we have three equations of equilibrium using which we can calculate the unknowns. We can calculate the unknowns. Now, if you happen to see, first we will take movement, because we cannot take sigma fx because no horizontal force. We cannot take sigma fy because there are two vertical unknowns. So we are left with only one equation of equilibrium, that is taking moment. If you take moment about point A, that is about this point, so about point A, if you take, we have total one, two, three, four forces, four forces. So since we are taking moment with respect to point A, your reaction at A will become zero because it is passing through the moment center. So you have only three forces left, okay, and you will be calculating the moment with respect to point A. Now the first one is rd. So this rd, we all know that it is a vertical force, so distance to be multiplied is horizontal. So horizontal distance of rd from point A is 6 meters, as you can see, and it is causing a anti-clockwise movement. So it is minus RD into 6. Similarly, you have a 2 kilonewton force which is vertical again. So the distance to be multiplied is horizontal. Now the line of action of this 2 kilonewton is in this manner, that is vertical. It is vertical, so the distance multiplied will be horizontal. Now since it is a equilateral triangle, as you can see, so this distance between point A and the line of action will be exactly half of the member size of AE. That is, AE member is 3 meter, 3 meter, so half of that is 1.5, so it is 2 into 1.5, and you can see that it is causing a clockwise movement, so thereby you have given it with the positive sign. Similarly, 4 kilonewton, again the line of action of this force is a vertical like this, okay. The distance between the moment center, that is A, and this line of action is how much? It is 3 plus 1.5, that is 4.5, causing a clockwise rotation, so it is 4 into 4.5, which will result in 6d is equal to 21. That is, if you rearrange the terms in this equation, you will get 6d is equal to 21, where rd is 3.5 kilonewton. Next, you apply sigma Fy, wherein you're going to use, or you're going to add all the vertical forces. So it is plus Ra plus Rd minus 2 minus 4. Rd you have already calculated, that is 3.5. If you substitute the value of Rd here, you will get Ra as 2.5. So you have calculated the reactions at A and at D. At D. Okay. Now coming to the next diagram. So if you happen to come to this diagram, now basically if you just see this diagram, I'm interested in calculating the member forces AB and AE. AB and AE. That is why I have cut a section 1-1 which cuts the two members, that is AB and AE. Now in the previous class I told you that whenever you cut a section, you're supposed to consider any one of the side of that section for calculation. So in this diagram, if you happen to see, one side of a section is with the solid line, the another side of a section is with the dotted line. So based on number of forces on either side, whichever has less number of forces, we'll be considering that section. So if you see the diagram, you can understand that to the left of your section there are less number of forces, thereby we'll consider the left section. So that is what is being written here. Cast section 1-1, which is cutting the truss through the members AB and AE. Now consider equilibrium of the left part of the truss. Okay. So if we consider to the left part of the truss, now next is I'm going to apply the equations in order to calculate the member forces. Now let me apply the moment. Now see, whenever you are applying the moment, you should keep one thing in mind, that if you are considering left of the section, you'll be applying moment, or you'll be taking moment center as a point which is on the other side of the truss. So since I'm considering left section, I will take moment about any point which is lying on the right side. So feasibility for me is point E. So I'm taking moment center as this point, that is point E. If I happen to take this as a moment center, first let me see how many forces are there to the left of the section. You have a inclined member force which will be resolved into vertical and horizontal. You have this member force, that is AE. You have a vertical reaction. So totally 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4. Amongst these 4, which passes through point E? So you can see that this member force AE passes through point E, and also the horizontal component of AB passes through point E. Thereby these two become 0. You are left with only two of the forces. Two of the forces. So these directions of AB and AE, they are assumed. They are assumed. So later after calculation, you will decide whether the assumed directions are correct or not. So you're left with only two forces now. That is, one is the reaction and the other one is vertical component of AB. Remember AB. Now we all know that this angle is 60 degrees. This angle is 60 degrees. So the vertical component is PAB sine 60, because inclination is with respect to horizontal. So it is PAB sine 60. Since it is a vertical force, distance to be multiplied is horizontal, and the horizontal distance is 3 meters. It is causing a anti-clockwise movement. Thereby, it is taken with the negative sign, that is minus PAB sine 60 into 3 meters. Similarly, you have a vertical reaction, that is 2.5 kilonewton, which is again a vertical force. Distance to be multiplied is horizontal. So the horizontal distance between the line of action of this force and moment center is 3 meters. What type of movement is it causing? It is causing a clockwise movement. Therefore, it is taken with the positive sign, that is plus 2.5 into 3. If you rearrange the terms in this equation, so this equation, if you rearrange the terms, you will get 2.6 PAB is equal to 7.5. That is, transfer this term to the right hand side, it becomes positive. That is 2.6 PAB is equal to 7.5. Therefore, PAB is 2.88 kilonewton. You have got it with a positive sign. The direction assumed here is towards A, and I've told you that if the direction of member force is towards the joint, it is a compressive force. Therefore, it is shown as compressive. So you have calculated PAB now. Next is I'm going to calculate member force AE. Member force AE. Now, in order to calculate member force AE, I will use another equation, that is sigma Fx. Sigma Fx. Okay. Now, it is understood that I'm going to use sigma Fx only because I'm interested in calculating member force AE, and this AE is a horizontal member. Horizontal member. So I'll be using sigma Fx. Sigma Fx. Now in sigma Fx, I'm going to take only the horizontal forces. So we know that sigma Fx is summation of horizontal forces, and the sign convention is right force positive, left force negative. So the first member force, that is AE, direction is rightwards, so it is positive, plus PAE. Next is the horizontal component of AB, that is PAB cos 60. Cos 60, so it is with the negative sign because it is acting towards the left. So these two black arrows indicates the components or the resolved parts of member force AB. So since it is moving to the left, it is taken with the negative sign, that is minus PAB cos 60 is equal to 0. Now you have already calculated PAB. You have already calculated PAB. Substitute this value of PAB in this equation and transfer this term to the right hand side. It goes to the other side and becomes positive. Negative, it is negative here, so it goes on the other side and become positive. So PAE is equal to 2.88 cos 60, which is nothing but 1.44 kilonewton. Now if you happen to see the direction, you can see that the arrow is moving away from joint A. So away from joint A means it is a tensile force. It is a tensile force. So you have calculated member force AB and member force AE. AE. Yes. Now, in the similar way, you're going to calculate other member forces also. Other member forces also. Yes. Now, next what I will do is, I will take another section wherein I'll be concentrating on the members BC, BE. I'm interested in member force BC and BE. Now in this, what happens is, again I'll cut a section. I'll take a section 2-2. I'll take a section 2-2, wherein it cuts the three members. It cuts the three members. Again, as I told you, we'll be having two parts, one on either side of the section. You're going to either consider the left portion or you're going to consider the right portion for solution based on number of forces. So if I happen to see the left side of the section, I see that number of forces are less here. Number of forces are less. So what I'll do is I'll consider left of the portion. I'll consider left of the portion. Now for that, what I'll do is I'll consider sigma moment about E. Sigma moment about E. So as I told you, you're going to consider the moment, or you're going to consider the moment center and select that point on the other side of the section. So since you are considering left portion for solution, you're going to choose movement center on the other side of the section. So I have taken E as the movement center. Movement center. Now let me apply the movements. Now, if I consider this E as movement center, if I happen to see, you see that this member is passing through point E, so this will be 0. This member is also passing through point E, therefore that also will be 0. So these two members, they became 0. They became 0. So I'm left with what now? I'm left with this member force A, reaction at A. I'm left with member AB. I'm left with member BC. BC. Okay. Yes. Now next, let us calculate the moment. Now, in order to calculate the moment, so the first one is this reaction, that is 2.5. Since this is now my moment center is this. Moment center is E. 2.5 kilonewton is a vertical force. vertical force, distance to be multiplied is horizontal distance. Horizontal distance between A and E is 3 meters. We know that. We know that it is 3 meters. So it is 2.5 into 3. What type of movement is it causing? It is causing a clockwise movement. It is causing a clockwise movement. So I have taken it with a positive sign, that is 2.5 into 3. Next is you have a 2 kilonewton force, which is again a vertical force. Distance to be multiplied is horizontal. Line of action of this force will be exactly vertical like this. So distance will be horizontal. Since it is an equilateral triangle and this is 3 meters, that is AE is 3 meters. So the line of action will be exactly half, that is 1.5. So it is 2 into 1.5. What type of movement is it causing? It is causing a anti-clockwise movement. It is causing an anti-clockwise movement. Thereby it is taken with negative sign, that is minus 2 into 1.5. Now next, I am interested in this member, that is BC. That is BC. Now in member force BC, if you happen to see, it is PBC. I want the vertical distance which is to be multiplied. I want the vertical distance which is to be multiplied because PBC is a horizontal force. It is a horizontal force. So distance to be multiplied is vertical. But I do not know the vertical distance. I do not know the vertical distance. But I know the member distances or the member lengths, that is 3 meters, because it is an equilateral triangle or equilateral truss. So I have calculated the what is that? I have calculated the distance, that is vertical distance. I have considered this truss part ABE. So BE is 3 meters, I know. This is 1.5. I have dropped a perpendicular from B so that I'll calculate BD. I'll calculate BD. Okay. Now next is I will calculate the distance BD. So I know that this angle is 60 degrees, that is angle E is 60 degrees. If I apply sine rule, so sine 60, it is opposite by hypotenuse. So opposite is BD, hypotenuse is 3 meters. So it is BD divided by 3, or BD is equal to 3 into sine 60, which is 2.6 meters. So the vertical distance or the perpendicular distance between the line of action of BC and this moment center E is 2.6 meters. So it is BC into 2.6. And what about the movement? It is causing a anti-clockwise movement. It is causing a anti-clockwise movement. Thereby, it is taken with the negative sign. It is taken with the negative sign. So, actually, this ends here. So, this equation is nothing but it is 2.5 into 3 minus 2 into 1.5 PBC into 2.6 is equal to 0. So this is the equation. Okay. Now, one more question arises. Why have we not considered this member AB? Always keep one thing in mind whenever you are taking a movement. I repeat, whenever you are taking a movement, you're supposed to consider the forces, that is member forces, of only those members which are cut by the section. So if you happen to see that this section 2 is cutting only 3 members, which are those BC, BE and AE. So when you are calculating movement, it is subject to condition that only when you are calculating the movement, you will be considering only the members which are cut by the section and the external forces which are acting on the portion which you have considered. So I have considered left portion. So in the left portion, I see that I have two forces, that is 2.5 and 2 kilonewton. So I have considered those two, And next is members. There are three members. Which are those? BC, BE and AE, which are actually in connection with the cut section. But since AE member and BE member passes through the movement center, these two members become zero. Thereby, I am left with only one member, that is BC. So I have considered PBC into respective distance, but I cannot consider AB. So that thing is to be kept in mind. Many mistakes are being identified by taking this member force AB. You're not supposed to take it. You're not supposed to take it. So if you rearrange the terms in this equation, you'll be able to calculate member force PBC, which happens to be 1.73 kilonewton. Now, BC 1.73 kilonewton. Since the direction of this member force is towards point B, the nature of this force will be compressive. It will be compressive in nature. It is compressive in nature. Now next, I want the member force BE. I want the member force BE. So what will I do? I will take the equation. I'll take the equation sigma Fy. I'll not take sigma Fx because I do not have the horizontal forces or horizontal action, which you can call. So it is better we take sigma Fy. So if we take sigma Fy, now consider all the vertical forces which are actually acting on the left of the section. So you have a vertical reaction, that is 2.5. You have a vertical force acting at point B, that is 2 kilonewton, and you have a vertical component of BE, vertical component of BE. You will not consider again this point, member AB, because it is not cut by the section. It is not cut by the section. So you are having 2.5 kilonewton which will be acting upwards. You have 2 kilonewton which will be acting downwards. So it will be plus 2.5 minus 2. And next is the vertical component of BE, vertical component of BE. So this vertical component of BE is nothing but this total is the total angle. The angle here is 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. So the vertical component will be acting downwards. It will be acting downwards with the intensity PBE sine 60. PBE sine 60. That is minus PBE sine 60. Minus PBE sine 60. So if you rearrange the terms in this equation, you will get PBE is equal to 0.577 kilonewton. And if you happen to see the direction, that is for BE, you see that the direction is moving away from the joint B. Therefore, it is a tensile type of force. It is a tensile type of force. So now you have calculated these two member forces as well. Okay. Next. Again, what I am interested in, calculating some more member forces, So CE and ED, CE and ED. Now next what I'll do is I will consider a section which will be cutting the three member forces BC, EC, ED. Okay. Now here, one more thing what is to be kept in mind is always you're supposed to assume the direction of members whose member force is not known. Now, for example, now see this force BC, you have already calculated the member force. You have calculated the member force of BC as 1.73 kilonewton. The direction is towards. Now, if I have to complete this diagram, that is BC, I will be having a arrow like this. So it will be one arrow this side and the other arrow is this side. So when I consider joint C, I have to use this arrow. When I consider joint B, I have to use this arrow. So likewise, see in this point that is at point C, whatever is seen here, so this member force that is BC direction, this direction which is shown here, it is fixed. It is not assumed. It is not assumed. It is fixed because it is from this diagram which you have already calculated. So this is not assumed. This direction of BC is not assumed. Whereas this direction of EC and ED, these two, they are assumed because we are yet to calculate the member forces. We are yet to calculate the member forces. Yes. Now we shall calculate the member forces. Now, if you happen to see in this part, I have cut a section 3 3. Again, I have two parts, one on the right side of the section, one on the right side of the section, and one on the left side of the section. So what I'll do is on the right side of the section, I have less number of forces. Thereby, I'll consider the right side of the section. So since I'm considering right side of the section, the moment I'll be taking or the moment center I'll be choosing will be on the left side. Moment center I'll be taking will be on the left side. Okay. Now, in this, I've taken moment with respect to point C. Moment with respect to point C. Now, in this, if I happen to take movement with respect to point C, what happens? There are maximum forces which actually passes through the movement center. That is why I have considered movement center as point C. Okay. Now, many a times we have also taken the movement center on the other portion of the section. But in this case, since this point C has maximum members passing through it, so if you can see this member force BC, CE, CD, all are passing through the movement center. So I've considered this point C as the movement center. I am left with only two parts, which are those ED as well as 3.5, which are not passing through this movement center. So I'll be having only two terms, and that is why I've considered movement with respect to point C. So if you take movement with respect to point C, you have a member force that is DE, PDE, which is a horizontal type. Distance to be measured is vertical. Now that vertical distance we have already calculated in the previous step here. So vertical height of a triangle is 2.6 meters. So it is PDE into 2.6. What type of movement is it causing? It is causing the anti-clockwise movement. So it is taken with the negative sign. Sorry, it is causing a anti-clockwise movement like this. Therefore, it is taken with the negative sign. Next, you have a 3.5 kilonewton, which is acting at a distance of 1.5 meters, and if you happen to calculate this, it is 3.5 into 1.5. If you rearrange the terms here, in this equation, you will get 2.6 PDE is equal to 5.25 kilonewton. Thereby, PDE is 2.02 kilonewton. PDE. Now, since you can see that the direction is moving away from the joint, therefore the nature is tensile. Yes. Now, in the next section, I have taken another section 4.4, which is cutting only the two members, that is CD and ED. Now, ED you have already calculated. So this direction of ED is perfect. Okay. So before that, I'm beg your pardon. Actually, I have supposed to calculate this member force CE also. Now, for that, what I'll do is I'll consider the equation sigma Fx, sigma Fx. So all the horizontal forces are to be considered. Now, when I come to horizontal forces, you have ED, which is the horizontal force. You have PCE, that is the horizontal component of this member force. You have horizontal member force, and you have a horizontal member, that is BC as well. You have horizontal member BC as well. So you're going to concentrate only on these three members, as I told you, 1, 2, and 3, because these are the three members where the section is being cut. Section is being cut. So the first one, that is BC, member force BC, it is moving to the right. It is moving to the right, and the value of BC is 1.73. So it is plus 1.73. Next, CE, horizontal component of CE. The components will be one horizontal like this and vertical upwards. So horizontal is moving rightwards, therefore it is with the positive sign. It is with the positive sign. So it is PCE sine 30, or it is PCE cos 60. It is one and the same. It is one and the same actually. So PCE cos 60 or PCE sine 30, both are same. So it is plus PCE sine 30, and PDE, it is negative because it is going to the left, minus PDE, minus PDE. Now this PDE already is being calculated here. It is already being calculated here. So 2.02 substituted. You have only one unknown, that is PCE. Rearrange the terms in this total equation. Okay, and you will get PCE sine 30 is equal to 0.29, which is 0.58. Now again, in this you can see that PCE, the direction is towards C, therefore it is compression. Nature is compression. So finally, the last section, which cuts CD and ED. Now actually in this you have calculated ED. You have calculated ED, and we see that the direction is moving away from D. Away from D. The same is being shown here. The same is being shown here. I do not know the member for CD. Therefore, I am assuming the direction. So this direction is assumed here. Sorry, this direction is assumed here. So again, next what I'll do, I have two portions, that is one on the right side of the section, the other one on the left side of the section. So I'll consider right side of the portion for calculation. So it is feasible that I will take the moment center as point E. I'll take the moment center as point E. If I take moment center as point E, this member ED passes through point E, therefore it becomes 0. It becomes 0. Therefore, I have only one member, that is CD, and one vertical reaction, that is 3.5. So if I happen to resolve this CD, I'll be having a vertical force like this. I'll be having a horizontal force like this. So this is vertical and this is horizontal. So vertical for vertical and horizontal. So using this, I will calculate the movement. So here 3.5, it is a vertical type of force. Distance to be multiplied is horizontal. It is causing an anti-clockwise movement. Thereby, it is taken as 3.5 into 3 meters. 3.5 into 3 meters. Next, PDC sine 60 into 3 meters. It is causing a clockwise rotation. So it is PDC sine 60. That is this force PDC sine 60 into 3 meters with a positive sign. If you rearrange the terms in this equation, you are going to get 2.6 PDC is equal to 10.5 kilonewton, where PDC is 4.6 0.04 kilonewton. So DC, you can see that the arrow is moving towards point D, thereby the nature of the member force is compressive type only because it is passing or it is coming towards D. Next is sigma fx. Sigma fx, that is all the horizontal forces. So horizontal force one is DE, DE, which is acting to the left, taken with the negative sign, and the next one is horizontal component of CD. Horizontal component of CD is nothing but it is like this. So it is coming PDC cos 60. PDC cos 60. So the vertical, this is the horizontal component and this is the vertical component towards the intersection direction rightwards. So it is PDC cos 60 with the positive sign. Positive sign. Thereby you will get PDE is equal to 2.02 kilonewton after solving it. So this next PDE, the direction it is moving away from the joint, therefore it is tensile force. So once you calculate all the member forces, you're going to put it in the form of table like this. In the form of table like this, wherein you're going to explain about the member, its magnitude, and what nature of force it has. So this completes the